Get some people up in here. Oh, whoa, holy crap, 2 people. What's going on? That's the quickest time that's ever happened. All right, boys, start posting comments. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to know? One viewer. Okay, well, it's good enough for me. Oh my god. Well, my one viewer, how you doing? Had a very tiring day today, so it's good to be home. Good to be on the chat. Good to be on the live stream. Watch the Khabib fight. I mean, does anyone really watch a UFC fight happen? Because I feel like they're over in like 15 seconds half the time. Like, that's just the reality of it. I feel like every fight I've ever seen has been over in like 15 seconds. Like, I'm not even like big into like UFC like that, but every fight I've ever seen, like, first thing first, it's over in 15 seconds, and second of all, I can almost always watch it for free. Someone will post it on like Facebook for like we'll post a clip on Facebook for 15 seconds, and I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, well, I got to watch the whole thing for free. I'm like, oh shit, dude. Was it good? Like, was it a good fight? Oh look, it's free right now. It's 1 minute long. Let's see. Let's click this video real quick. Still longer than an incel's love life. My god, man. Why you gotta be so mean? God dang. Oh god. I loved your comment on the last video I made. That's pretty good. It's like I'm still gonna make that a MGTOW video rather than the a MizTOW video. Dude, it's true. Like, men didn't go their own way, dog. Like, men can never really go their own way. It's all about women going their own way. Like, women left men. It wasn't the other way around. Like, but like we like are like delusional enough to delusional enough to believe that somehow men can even go their own way. Like, unless they're like Chad Light or Chad, like, there's no way they're that men can like truly go their own way. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just like, I always wonder about like MGTOW. Like, how do you justify the phrasing at all? Men going their own way? No, it's almost, it's like 95% MizTOW and like 5% MGTOW, like 5% true MGTOWs who actually did go their own way, and the rest of these guys are just MizTOW who are like coping incels who are like, okay, well, I'm just gonna say I'm MGTOW, but actually just okay, man. I know I I would have been sent here anyway, but you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. It's like, okay, dude, you can you can cope all you want, my dude. I like Barbarossa, old school Stardust, dude. I love Stardust. He's like still one of my favorite YouTubers. Actually, I still watch him all the time. Spetsnaz, yeah. Barbarossa is a Barbar still around, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he is. I think he made a video a few weeks ago about how the Snow Nationalists were kind of getting on his nerves. Thought that was weird, but you hate the modern MGTOWs. Is MGTOW still popular? Like, I don't even know. I guess the videos still get views. Like Coach Greg Adams, he still pulls in a lot of viewers. Entrepreneur in Cars, I guess technically speaking, he's MGTOW, so like if he pulls in some viewers, I think Sandman still does too. But I feel like it feels like the moment the money dried up, it became way less as popular than it used to be. That's for sure. I can't even remember the last MGTOW video I watched a long time ago. Like um, oh no, I gotta read that comment, but yeah, I can't even remember the last like MGTOW video I like truly watched, other than like Coach Greg Adams. Like the only MGTOW guy I can like stomach now. Those guys who preach monk mode actually have gone spunk mode at late night P Hub. It's true. It's pretty fucking true. Yeah, can't disagree. Like monk mode is like one of the most like that's actually like the not the premise of my life of my next video, but like it's one of like the core things in my next video is like the monk mode is like how yeah people like the monk mode is like super duper cope. It's almost more cope than the like in the woods guys who like run in the woods to like escape society. It's like the what's it called, the sovereign citizens movement guys, like they'll like leave society to like, oh, I'm gonna leave women behind, and like dude, nobody cares, dog. Like the women are like, please go, just go, dog, get the fuck out of here. Like dude, do us all the favor. All you're doing is like you're just saving them time. People like Coach Ray Adams with sound bites, monkey double blackface and sympathy is jarring after a while. Yeah, it can get pretty jarring. But I do like his content though. Generally like his content. It's pretty good stuff. You know, I think he puts out decent content. It's pretty entertaining to watch. It feels like a lot of the MGTOW channels, they're like every time I watch what's that guy's name? Think Before You Sleep. Every time I watch his videos, like aren't a lot of these MGTOW guys like LGBT plus, whatever you want to call them, like aren't some of these guys like bisexual or like gay? That's what I thought. Like I've always like got this feeling of like, aren't they like some of them gay or what? And not that I have a problem with it really, but like I always thought like some of them ended up being gay because they're so fucking like lispy and it's odd. Like Think Before You Sleep, I swear to God, he sounds like he's at least bisexual. I don't know. He might not be. I think he makes good videos too, but once again, he's like I can only watch him in like spurts. You know, like I can't watch him in. Some of them are in the closet. Some of them are in the closet. Huh. What about TFM? I haven't seen him in a while. Didn't he quit off YouTube? Like all he makes now is like the sex videos about the. Oh no! Yeah, there he is. That's the guy who recommended my next video. There he is. MGTOW is the front for unattractive, low status beta males. Yeah, dude, you like that video's coming, dude. Trust me. I basically have it made. I just gotta like record it and throw it out there. But yeah, like it's true. Like MGTOW is so cope for the average if the average man, if they go MGTOW, once again, they're just saving people the time of like sending them their of sending them their oh no, they're just saving them the time of sending of women sending them their own way. Like it was gonna happen anyway. They were just gonna wait for it to happen. But like now they just like save them time. So now they can claim they went their own way, but in reality they would have been sent their own way anyway. Like it doesn't really matter. If you look at most MGTOW, they're all united by their bald. Oh my god, dude, you're on a roll today. Today, hairlines are the only thing that went MGTOW. Oh shit, damn, Jesus Christ. It's true though. Bald cells, like you know, like I'm balding too, so fuck, I can't look or talk. But damn, Jesus Christ. Decent. I'll be looking forward to your video. Yeah. I'll be hopefully able to throw it up probably by, like the middle of next week, or yeah, next week. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully we don't have any trolls today. The trolls were so weird last stream. What's going on here? Like we have actual trolls in a stream with 5 people in it. Like why are you here? Voldemort Towels. Only one I can respect is Better Bachelor. He brings high IQ social commentary. Oh yeah, Drolix. Yeah, you got to see me talk to Face and LMS on stream finally. I finally got on. I was like, thank God. It took me long enough. Voldemort Towels. God damn, dude. You're just pushing him. I'm balding, but my hair is recovering. I'm just in bed in Norwood too. Yeah, I'm balding in the back pretty bad, but I'm on like Rogaine, so it's actually working out pretty well. So I'm actually pretty happy with the results. But I'll be on it for the rest of my life. So. Yeah, last weekend. Yeah, that was a pretty fun stream actually. I liked it a lot. It's my first time ever being on Face's stream. I was like, it took me so long. The first time I tried to get on there, I was like, how do you unmute yourself? And then realize you have to like download the damn app. I was like, oh, you got to download the app to actually do anything in there. Like, okay, well, whatever. But yeah, I got to be on Face's stream, and hopefully I added something to the discussion. But it felt like a lot of my stuff got I feel like I had something more important to say earlier on in the stream, but someone else still stole the idea. But yeah, Minoxidil plus Finasteride saves a lot. Dude, yeah, tell me about it, dude. I'm on it. I'm balding hard, but not anymore. Hair stopped falling, that's for sure. Just waiting for it to grow back now. Oh my God, let's see. Oh, and thanks for pointing me to Thinking Ape. His stuff is so high IQ, so good high IQ. Yeah, I like Thinking Ape. He's Thinking Ape video, the Chad and the Archmage is excellent. Really, his video is the one that kind of got me. His video is the one that really like. He's probably one of the few I still watch on like a regular basis. Like I love when he posts a video up every at least once a weekend. I think he does. Yeah, he has really good videos, and especially with his social commentary, he's solid. Coach Greg Adams, I like him a lot. Better Bachelor, I like him too. I used to watch what's his name a lot. Donovan Sharp. I used to watch him a lot, but then I got kind of bored. Like I can only hear about how bad like women are until I get bored of it. I guess and I can give a shit. Has anybody here watched my new video yet? Other than I know Don did. Oh, they did. I got to go today, but to say hi. We'll have to do a stream interview one of these days. Yeah, for sure. I'll invite anybody on. I don't really care. I tried to invite that one crazy guy on, but he didn't want to come on or not. But I'll see you next time, Drelix. Did you hear Incelmatic's recent stream? They touched on the 30% of women that have gone lesbian. They showed a graph that hit hard. I had no clue. I watched the like first 20, 30 minutes of that stream, but maybe I missed it. I'm having into the part where they actually talked about the lesbian part of that. I didn't even see it. Holy shit. But yeah, wasn't it with that guy, the something Cyborg? I forgot to write his name, but that was it's so far it sounds really good. They showed I mean, it's like you got a WGTOW, like women going their own way, dude. Like they have like they just left all the men behind. It's like I don't know, like this idea that like somehow men are like Tim. Yeah, there it is. Donovan Sharp is a PUA grifter. Yeah, he that's kind of what turned me off from him is his PUA stuff. It's like he writes a book about his like I'm gonna see if I can impersonate him real quick. This is me, Donovan Sharp, and here's my book about how to tame your woman. That's like his big book, his big claim to fame is how to like tame your woman. It's like, dude, it's not that fucking hard. MGTOW sounds appropriate for a bald MGTOW. Dude, they're like all bald. I swear to God. Oh shit. Only 18% of women are straight, so we have to compete for only 1/5 of the women who are not interested in men overall. The incel only grows. Yeah, dude. Like nobody wants to talk about this shit. I was surprised when I found that thread. I was looking at that thread on the 4chans, the 4chan. I was like, wait a second, this can't be right. How the hell can there be so many like lesbian fucking women in like the Gen Zers? I'm like, what's going on with that shit? And then like you look into it, and it's like, wait a second, this is like real. Like Gen Z women don't give a fuck, dude. They're just like, yeah, we are not interested in. Yeah, they're not interested in men at all. Let me read this comment real quick. It's like MGTOW for bald MGTOWs. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then you got tame women. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, like that's like his whole like he has like a book. I think he has a few books actually about how to tame women and how to like keep your woman. Like I think his type of content, like red pill game crap, probably works if you're already in a relationship. That's what's always kind of been said. Even Face, I think, admits that. Like PUA shit probably works when you're in a relationship, but like the problem is you can't use any of that game you have if you can't even like get to the starting line as what's his name, Chad, a Monday Chad would say. Like it's true. Like if you can't even get to the starting line, how on earth can you even be expected to use any of that game shit? He is a stupid man. Women tame men. It's not the other way around. Other way around. It depends. Like if you're Chad, you are taming women, dude. Like you're the one who's doing all the work. But if you're like a beta male dude, the woman she got you on the hook, dude. Like she's dragging you around like a dog on a leash. Yeah, the thing with Chad is that Chad he's untamable because he doesn't have to be tameable because he can do whatever would do. He can do whatever the hell he wants and get away with most infractions that most the average man can't get rid of or can't get away with. What's up, Mog? Be Mogged. What's up, boyos? What's up, dude? Yeah, I would say even like you said, Chad, he can't be tamed. It kind of comes down to like, when Chad slips up or when he makes a mistake, his mistakes get overlooked while ours get like put under a microscope and we get accused of everything under the sun. So like when Chad fucks up, women will take all that bad shit and like basically project it onto us. I covered that in one of my videos. I think it was the Apex Fallacy video, but yeah, like it's true. Oh shit! Another guy heard me on Face's stream. How did I do, buddy? Be honest with me. I wasn't even sure what to even do. At first, I started off really bad. I was like, what do I do? And I was like, oh yeah, this one topic I want to talk about, the statue thing. Yeah, I was like, that statue shit, like that's a weird. The Perseus statue being basically they reversed the rules, and now Medusa is holding up Perseus's head. I'm like, okay, that's weird. It's like you're seeing this weird inversion of the roles all over the world now. Oh, well, now men are the ones who get pumped and dumped, even though that can't really happen. And now women are the ones who just fuck with no inhibition about anything and don't care about it. It's like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Like they're trying to turn women into men and men into women. And it's like, what are you doing? This is a recipe for disaster. This is not going to end well for you. All women want Chads with beta male personalities. Yeah, I can agree with this. Like they want a Chad who's like they can walk around on a nice leash. It's like having a dog in a purse, like a purse dog. It's like, oh, we want to take this nice Chad guy here, but or rather they want something who released a video today. They want a man or a Chad who's like, yeah, like he's beta male. They want a Chad they can just like walk around with a nice string and control it and manipulate. Yeah, type B guy, like you said right here, type B guy. They want a guy who's easy to control. But the thing is that though, the moment they get that though, they don't really want that. They think they want that, but the moment Chad becomes tameable is the moment that they become disgusted with Chad. Now Chad, he might get more chances because Chad is good looking, but at the end of the day, they want something to fix. Sometimes they want to be able to fix something about Chad, and because Chad, he's the bad boy, he gets away with everything. They want to be able to fix that type of guy. But beyond that, like, women are like an inherent contradiction. They want two things at the same time, but they can't. But they end up with neither. It doesn't make any sense. 50% of women are lesbian. 50%. Did I say 30? Sorry about the sound. I'm drinking a drink from Starbucks. Pretty good. Solo TV, Solo Titties released a video today saying the black pill is over and he's starting a black pill 2.0. Basically, repack red pills and black pill ideas thrown in. Oh yeah, I watched that stream. I watched part of that stream he had. I was like, dude, what do you like? They keep trying to like draw back in like the true selves, I guess, of the so they can get their money flow back, dude. But dude, that's just dead, dog. Like, you can't. You're gonna reap. He's like, I'm gonna make Black Pill 2.0, and it's like, well, the Black Pill is not about. The Black Pill was never about like women exclusively. It's more of a commentary on society. It's more about observing objective reality, observing society from a sociological, psychological, and a biological point of view, and looking at the world for what it is, not about what we want it to be. And it's like anything that inserts a red pill into that. So like using game. Well, no, we know game doesn't. Game only worked for a small portion of men who are at the very edge of making it. For the rest of men, though, it doesn't really work. We're now learning about, really, I think Incel Mathematics, he has a good point about the whole social rules that, like, while Face and LMS, he might be right. Like, basically the way it should go is, like, if you have good facial aesthetics or a good face, good body, yada yada yada, you got the full package on with the face stuff. The next thing you need to work on is getting your social life up in order, because like that's the next big step of the easiest way to get a girlfriend is through friends or through somebody you know. So like if you don't have that, then you can be as Chad as you want. Now you can still go on Tinder and make it out, but for the most part though, like it's gonna be much harder, especially for the average man. Really, none of this stuff even applies to Chad. Chad always has a way out. But like for the average man, if you're like a 6 or a 7, you need to work on your social life a little bit more too, because that's like the next way to get into a relationship versus like trying to like use Tinder or a online dating app, whatever it's called. Solo is a grifter trying to monetize the black pill because he knows the red pill is dying. It's dying hard, dude. There's nobody. A red pilling is still fucking 2000 fucking 10. I don't know, 2015. We're long past that point. MGTOW is dead. Women want their own way. Men need to live their lives and forget about women completely. MGTOW is definitely. I don't know. These guys still get a lot of views. Like I asked if they're dying, and it's like when you look at their content, though, like people have thought MGTOW's a dying movement, but really, dude, like it feels like somebody said this a while ago. I forgot who said this, but like they basically said it like because of COVID-19 or Chad-19, whatever you want to call it. You see a lot of men now who are you see a lot of men who are now like effectively being like secondhand MGTOW, or they're watching more MGTOW content now, or they're watching more red pill content now, and they're like, oh, this is what's really going on. So like you're seeing this influx of people watching more and more MGTOW content, but I'm not sure if the movement of MGTOW is going to survive once COVID-19 dies and we're all back to normal again. Solo should open a diner to make more money instead of co-opting the black pill. Enough milkshakes waiting for him to be made from the city. Damn, like, what are we watching here? Whoa, Hunter. Okay, that's a weird. It's like is this okay? Like, what's he called? Solo Titties. Let's be real here for a second. Like, is that because like we've seen pictures of him like What, a shirt on or something or what? I have no clue. I didn't know that was a meme. Even if traditionalism was still here, I would never marry most men throughout the world or be. Oh yeah, yeah, it was true. Like for the average man, you're being used for your resources, and for most men, that was good enough. At least they got something. Like there's something in it for them as well. So like she might be suffering, but at the end of the day, at least the man has something in which to keep him in the game for. Like the problem is when you remove that incentive, you no longer have a reason to work as hard as you used to. So why the hell would you? Obviously, like there's no need to. Like you might think a beta buxing is wrong, and it probably is wrong. But at the end of the day, that's how most men have gotten a women throughout history to begin with. Social circle is essential, 100%. Yeah, it really is. Like incel Maddox would first really turn me on to that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Having a social circle is really important. What's up, buddy boyo? What's up, YouTube is censoring my comments for being too real. Women only love men. Men provide, like in the animal kingdom, where only the animals, where we are the only animal, we are animals. Romanticism is a lie, in fantasy and a fantasy. Men do not need to worry anymore, and men should be happy about that. Oh, men do not need to worry, do not need women anymore, and men should be happy about that. I mean, I worry more about the societal impact of this, but then again, I guess it's not my problem too. Like but but by the time like society sees the real impact of this, I'm gonna be dead. So do I really care? I'll be like 50 or 60 years old. I'll be on my way out. So it's like I'm gonna be looking at the young people like, sorry, dude, we tried, but like like our parents didn't listen. So, but yeah, like we're the only animal in the animal kingdom right now that probably practices this weird type of like romanticism and fantasy shit. And it's like, oh look at the Disney princess, and you could be that, or look at the man, look at the hot Chad you get, the prince you get to be when you're Chad. And it's like, well, no, like that's all human being cope right there. Like at the end of the day, we're the only animal that fucking does this weird romanticism shit. At the end of the day, men need a stake in society, and no amount of like a Disney bullshit's gonna make that truth go away. Chad Tyrone does not exist in the millennial generation. All men are simps. Only black pill men are not simps, and the black pill should have been the first pill. Truth be told, like a lot of red pillars are kind of being forced to like look at the black pill now, because like at the end of the day, they're running out of content to even cover when it comes to like a red pill game bullshit. There's not much else. There's not many other, like, unless somebody new comes out with something brand new. There's not a lot of ground to cover. You only cover hypergamy and 80/20 so many times until people get tired of seeing it. So at some point, they're gonna have to come to the realization and come back to the table, to the black pill incels, and say, hey, what do you guys know? And when you really look at the data about biology and sociology and psychology and all this stuff like that, you're gonna realize that, damn, yeah, they're kind of right. Like they have a really really good point, and we've been ignoring them and calling them incels or calling them faggots or gay for a long time. But it's not that. It's the reality is that, okay, maybe we're all too old to really see what's going on here. Like part of it is age. Like a part of it is just like some of these MGTOW guys and the red pill guys are just too old to realize that how bad things have gotten. The fact that like the average man on Tinder, the average man is not getting nearly as much as he used to get, and that it's all flowing up to the top now. And it's like, okay, well, what do we do? Like, what does the guy whose only hope now is Tinder, or only or beyond that? What do you do when there's like a million simps who are on OnlyFans right now? What do you do with those guys? Like, the reality is that a lot of men ain't getting shit. The reality is that a lot of men ain't getting shit, and a lot of men don't even have the option to not even get shit. Like they're getting less than nothing, and they had nothing before they had nothing. It's like, so they're getting less than nothing now. They're definitely wasting their time most of the time. They're better off using that time to like a money max or do something else with their time. But I don't know. Traditionalism died in the 1960s. Even if I was the rich living with a woman is not worth it. I always wanted to live on my own, but myself and be invisible. I don't want to be invisible, but I do want to. I mean, I live on my own, or I'm going to be living on my own pretty soon. I bought my own condo and stuff like that, so I'll be I'm moving out with my roommate's place. But yeah, this is getting old. Like, like I can kind of relate to this. Like traditionalism is dead though. Like we lost that war was lost a long time ago, dude. It's over. Like good luck with that one. Ain't no hope for that one. Nope, nope. Barbarossa made a video debunking traditionalism. Coltane also made a good video on traditionalism. Doesn't suit men. Really, nothing suits men. Like, and the ideal situation for a man probably is no marriage and MGTOW with like the option to like have a kid, but like not marry the chick. Like at the end of the day, like some men have that option, but a lot of men don't have that option at all at the end of the day. So what we end up with now is like, once again, some men have nothing. A lot of men have the quote unquote option where I was talking about, where like they can have a kid, but they don't really have to deal with the woman. And really, if I could have that, that would be ideal for me, because I do want to have kids, but I don't really care about like the whole relationship thing. It's kind of like, I kind of want it, but I kind of don't. Like I can live without it, but it kind of comes down to like, the problem is they're attached at the hip. The woman and the kid are attached at the hip, so you're gonna have to deal with the woman anyway. But unless there's like some sort of like artificial womb or some shit. But yeah, like that sounds like the ideal situation for men, which is like a living alone or a living with friends. But being able to have a kid if you want to, but just keeping yourself as far away from women as possible on some level. Traditionalism is bullshit. All those propaganda movies in the 1950s were a lie to get men to debate about for being a monk. For me, being a monk is the only way for me. Man, dude, MGTOW monk is cope. Don't go monk, my dude. Just like go like, if you're gonna go MGTOW, dude, the only MGTOW worth going is probably like in a woods type, like a little off the land. Even that one's kind of cope, but they're all cope at the end of the day. So like, just find something to do. Like go to the gym. Try to practice. I want to say don't practice no fab, but like practice no fab if you can. Like it all sounds like cope, but like, those things aren't in and of themselves bad ideas. Like you probably shouldn't be fapping every day. You probably shouldn't be you probably should be working out every day anyway. So like just do what you can to like find like healthy ways to cope. Like take up cooking or like or a hobby. Like find something to do to occupy your time so you don't go like insane. That's the best thing I can to do. Did you catch Insomatic's stream yesterday? I've been watching it off and on all day today. I got like, I think I'm like 20, 30 minutes into it. So it's a pretty long stream. It's like 4 hours long, right? Let me see if I can find that stream real quick. I watched like 20 minutes of it though. It's a really good stream so far. I like it a lot. Yeah, like it's kind of weird because like my video covers that as well. I didn't even realize it was covering that as well, but I didn't even realize he covered it in his video until somebody brought it up here. I'm like, what? But then I went to the I went on the 4chans and I found this post and somebody posted something about it. I was like, oh, well, I'll look at this real quick, and it's like, oh, wait a second, I didn't know First covered this too. I had no clue, but yeah, I didn't even know that like Gen Z women were like going that hardcore on the LGBT XYZ alphabet community bus. I had no clue. Yeah, until I saw not his video, but rather the post on the 4chans, but on the 4chan. I was like, shit, dude, had no clue. Would you consider making videos on black pill philosophers like Spinoza or Schopenhauer? I like Schopenhauer. Whenever a red pill retard tries to debunk my black pill, I told them to start refuting those guys. Oh yeah, isn't like just Schopenhauer? There's Kierkegaard, a few other guys. Obviously, you got people like Nietzsche, who's like the ultimate black pill, I guess. Well, people call him that, but Schopenhauer I actually had a good thing about these guys. Like Schopenhauer's like he's the absurdist, I believe, and then Schopenhauer is the absurdist. Kierkegaard is the he's the one that says you should come up with your own philosophical idea in which to for purpose in life. And then I think Nietzsche is the one who says it's all fuck dog. It doesn't matter what you do, so you shouldn't do anything at all. So it's like by far out of the three, I think not Schopenhauer, but Kierkegaard is by far the most I don't say blue pilled. I don't think any of the guys are blue pilled, but he's by far, if you were to like put the guys on tier list, like he's by far like the most blue pilled. He at least thinks there's some hope in like making your own path. So he's like hope, and then you're coping with maybe he's cope. I don't know, coping or hoping, one of the two. And then Schopenhauer, he's like an absurdist. He's like, well, it's absurd to do it anyway. You know there's no point of going on, but you might as well go on anyway. So it's like it's this weird absurdism. So it's like he's like coping. And then Nietzsche straight up rope. He's like, yo, dog, there is no purpose to life. What are you doing here? Just kill yourself. He's like, okay, well, that's rope. So hope, cope, rope. But I thought about covering Schopenhauer and at least Kierkegaard because I know those two the best. I wish I knew the black pill when I was 13. Dang, dog. Like, I think sometimes it's too early to be black pill, dude. You gotta really, really like know when to give people the knowledge they need to know it, you know, man. Like sometimes if you give people the knowledge too early on, you might ruin them for life. I would have found peace way earlier. Huh. Well, I guess maybe some people do need it early. I don't know. I think for me, wanting back at 13, I would have been like, dang, I can't do that. Like that's like, it sounds too bleak for me to age 13, but it's truly over for Zoomer men. Yeah, dude, Zoomers are like, dude, your women are like crazy. Like, I'm old. I'm not that fucking old, so like I'm still able to like talk to Zoomers somewhat. And like, man, Zoomers are like so weird. Like Zoomers are like they're so liberal. Like the women are like beyond liberal. The women are like insanely liberal, and it's like, what's going on? Like, why are you chicks so freaking insane? And then like beyond that, like the women are all more liberal. The men seem more effeminate overall, and it seems like everybody's like autistic. like even though the women are halfway autistic, like the women I do talk to, if I do ever get a match on a dating app, I'll talk to them, and it's like, you know, if they're younger, and it's like talking to like a brick wall. It's like they don't know how to like initiate conversation at all. So like I can see why they never want to talk in person because they're so bad at it. Like they're horrible. Oh my god. And I feel like all of them are like on social media to like the nth degree, but like they don't know how to like communicate in like person. In 10 years, 30% of men will be incels. I think it's going to be way before that. I think it's probably a 50% right now, actually. I think a lot of men lie. You know, I think VVS covered that one article that came out a few years ago, like 3 years ago now or 2 years ago now, about how like 30% of men were like incels or something like that, like for confirmed incels. And it's like, okay, well this ain't good. But I think a lot of men, even in that survey, lied about it. So like it might even be like 40% right now. So Zoomer men never had a chance. I'm 23, so I guess I'm a millennial, but I know for a fact that Zoomers are done. They never had a chance, dude. Yeah, they really didn't. Like first, he turned me on to that one. I'm like, man, like I didn't know it was that bad for Zoomers until like he's like, oh, he like just kind of like he spells it out for you. Oh yeah, not only do we have Tinder, OkCupid, and the rest of the dating apps, we also have social media now. And beyond that, if you're not on social media, okay, well you're fucked. That's one fuck thing. If you don't look good, that's another fuck thing. Oh, by the way, were you autistic as a kid? Okay, well you probably don't have a social circle, so you're fucked there too. It's like, dang. So like, where do you go? And like, you know, every single piece of like social cohesion is dead now. So like all like the men's clubs and the women's clubs and the things that men used to do to bond, that's all dead now. So like, what do? You just gym max your whole life or what? Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think we're gonna have like a host of like mental illness crisis in the future that society's not prepared to deal with, really. That's for sure. Yeah, it's 33% now. Oh, it's gonna be like there's no way it's only 33%, dude. It's got to be way more right now. It's got to be way more, especially with Chad 19 or COVID-19 going on right now, dude. It's got to be way more than 33%, dude. I'd probably put it at like 40% right now, 45 maybe. It's crazy. I knew since I was a teen that I never had a chance in society. There's no place for young men in society anymore. I mean, there's no place for men. It feels like men are being like pushed out, slowly being pushed. That was kind of my whole point with when I was on Face and LMS stream. Like my whole point was that was like men are being pushed slowly out of like the social sphere and out of society, and saying, why aren't you men doing anything? Do something. But then we keep pushing them more and more and more and more and more, as if it's going to make them work harder. When in reality, the solution is encouragement and investment. But we're doing the exact opposite. We're investing in the women, and we're telling the men that they need to shape up and get on with it. And it's like, okay, well, it's like buying a stock that's like down 20%, and you're like, well, why is the company doing so bad? I'm gonna pull my money out too. And it's like, well, no, like you need to invest into your people. Invest into your people. So it's like you need to invest into your men, the men who are the primary drivers of society. But like we refuse to do that because we're so stuck on a gynocracy or a matriarchy now, where it's like, oh well, we need to deal with the women. The women are the ones that need help, not the men. It's like, okay, this is insane. Like you even see this in stuff like when in the black community with Ice Cube has his plan for Black America. And like this has been a huge thing in the black manosphere for right now. It's been like the big topic of discussion. And it's like Ice Cube went on like Fox Soul, whatever it's called, and it was like a panel of black women and just him. He's being like bombarded with all these questions. And then like the women are only concerned with like, well, what's in it for black women? What's in it for black women? It's like, well, wait a second. Like, what about your black men? What about black people in general? Well, they're like, well, black women have a unique circumstance that they need more money for. It's like, okay, well then, all right, but I don't know, like Ice Cube said black people, and they were all about black women, and it's like, okay, well, what about black men? Are black men just not people, or what? Like they gotta pick one, dude. And but what they don't realize though is that they're shooting themselves in the foot, and they're just too dumb to realize it. Black Pill, that singer Adele lost a load of weight as soon as she leaned up. She dumped her oofy doofy long-term boyfriend. She's now in Jamaica thotting it up with Tyrone's. Dude, oh my god. That's what happens, dog. Like, if you get a chick who's fat and you don't keep her fat and she loses weight and you don't lose weight, dude, my god, it's over, dude. It's over. Like, I lost a fuckload of weight. And I'm so glad I got it done early, dude, because, like, at least if you're already slim or at least halfway fit and you get with a chick who has to lose weight, at least then you have a chance because you can still slim down, dude. But, like, yeah, it's just Mod said women are so predictable. Well, yeah, it was coming a mile away. Like the moment they improve their status, like, okay, well, it's time for me to level up now, dude. Time for me to level up. It's like, okay, that's fair. So the guy who was with you during your bad years, he no longer matters. Like he was just a short-term fling. It's like, okay, dude. Like no sense of loyalty at all. None whatsoever. None. Zero. Nilch. Not that it's to be expected anyway, but it's true. How predictable. What in the hell? We got 7 people in here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people talking. Who else is in here? Come on, guys, post. No way. That's dumb. That's a bad video. But yeah, like expecting women to like not leave you when they lose weight is that's cope. Like it's gonna happen. Trust me. I'm downloading your video because I know they'll be removed. Well, I already have one strike. Dog. Like I got strike like a while ago about a video I made about basically the title of the video was that men have men lead and women follow, and the whole purpose of that video was to say that like the reason why women are shit is because men are shit. But apparently YouTube didn't like that video, so they took it down. I was like, okay, well, this is dumb. Most Gen Z men are homosexual. I would say most Gen Z men are probably transsexual, dude. like, like, I mean, it's gotta be worse than that, dude. Homosexual, you wish. You got this. Yeah, I got this, guys. Oh, Black Pill Jesus. Oh, look. Isn't he dead? I miss his channel. Have you ever read The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker? The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker. The book that came, Hellraiser. The book is black pilled as fuck on female nature, was written in 1987. I feel like I haven't, but I know the film Hellraiser. Will you do a video on the future of men in 2030? Dude, I can't. Could I future that far into the future, like in 10 years? Maybe I could. I have to like think about it though. Sounds like a long. I'll write it down, but yeah, 2030. 2030, what's gonna happen to men in 2030, dude? We're gonna have like half the world's gonna be incels. Most of the men are gonna be transitioning to female because like of some new government mandate, and beyond that, most of the women are gonna be like a lesbian. There you go. There's 2030 for you. That's how bad it's gonna get. Told you. Yeah, I mean, that was my first strike. I was like, seriously? This video of all videos to take down, you care about this one video here? I'm like, okay, dude, go fuck yourself. Like, YouTube is not for the it's definitely not for the for incel for sure. They don't give a fuck about us. It's like, hey, we'll take your shit down real fast. Not a care given. Well, that is holy shit, dude. What am I reading here? That one video though, in my current video, I talked about how like that one chick posted that comment about the this like new wave feminism, I guess. I'm gonna put this thing down. It's like new wave of feminism, like neo feminism that doesn't just want men gone or like want patriarchy destroyed. They want like, oh no, not only do we want that, we also want the destruction of like masculinity, and beyond that, we don't even want men involved. Like, we don't want men involved in anything. And it's like, okay, well then how the hell, what kind of society do they really want then? Like, this has got to be the end result. I think he even first talks about that in his, that last stream they had with Tim the Cyborg. They were talking and they were like talking about how like they didn't get the a feminism pill the full brunt. Like, basically the women in like the 1950s and 60s, they didn't get fully feminized by like the feminist pill, but the women now, oh my god, they're all like, that's why I'm saying like this is what also makes Gen Z so fucked, is that like they've all been feminized. They've all been hit by that feminist pill, dude, and it's like it's destroying us from the inside out, dude. It's like that whole video about demoralization. That shit's real, dog. like it's true. Even the I think they said this. Even the Chads are identifying as like fucking. Even the Chads are identifying as like feminists, and I think partially they do that because they know it's an easy end to get into a woman, But like at the end of the day, man, like it really is like, it's sad. Like, so an entire a generation of men and women have been like fed a crock of bullshit, and there's no way to really reverse it other than time. And like, we're gonna be causing a lot of human suffering in the meantime because of this, like because of this this scourge of feminism and gynocentrism and gynocracy and this weird female centric world we live in. Yeah, we've destroyed an entire generation and a half of men and women For what? For equality's sake? Like that's an insane notion to me. Gen Z males are autistic as fuck. What is up with the rise of autism and Asperger's? Dude, I have no clue. You tell me. I'm not Gen Z, but I wonder sometimes what these kids are like. You guys fucking dumb. Let's see. Thoughts on Oofy Doofy theory. Oofy Doofy theory, also known as doofus, hubby, schlubby, wounded bird, weak man narrative, weak sauce narrative theory, refers to nerdy, geeky men who are alleged getting all the good-looking women while good-looking men, chads, are all alone and not getting dates. Sounds like bullshit to me. Sounds like bullshit to me. Sounds like a load of crock of shit to me because like who thought of that theory? Like sounds like someone's coping hard. Although I could see it being somewhat true if they money max, but like let's see, incels.co. Let me read this thing up over here. Oofy Doofy theory. Are we just LARPing? Can a manlet really bag a Stacy? Is Tyrone and Chad FA really about Oofy Doofy? Oofy Doofy is just a scam to get incels back to the Red Pill PUA. Oofy Doofy. Like, that's what it seems like. Schlubby Hubby. Schlubby Hubby is a subset of Oofy Doofy theory. Let me read this incels.wiki thing. Describes a type of man that's typically married in a long-term relationship. This is new controversial. It came from a YouTuber held by the dashboard. The schlub is referred to as a simp or a mangina, but this particular term is what it actually means to be one. Hell claims that most women in the West will override their hypergamous nature to settle down with an unremarkable man. This man in question is usually subservient, as described as a people pleaser. The schlub will never argue or get into conflict unless he absolutely has to. And this passive attitude is something women can use to their advantage. Modern day women are extremely competitive and they purposely seek out this type of men to feel better about their pedigree and accomplishments. This explains why women typically are drawn to hippies, stoners, punks, and other losers. They feel more confident with a guy that is not fully mentally developed and is lacking self-awareness. Huh. That is an interesting theory, actually. No, effectively though, I would say that if this rings true that like women settle, well, yeah, like isn't this what we already knew though? Like that, like women will settle down with like beta bucks later on in life. So like effectively, like you have like a 30-year-old Stacy and like a 35-year-old schlubby guy who's like a schlub, and she's like, okay, well I'm done dealing with Chads now, so I'm gonna go. Even though she already had a college degree, she's like in her 30s trying to have kids. And she's just trying to like settle down now. She's like, well, I'm gonna settle down with an Oofy Doofy guy who's just a simp or a mangina. Like these guys will eventually will get theirs too. Now, will she cheat on this guy all the time? Probably. I would say more than likely, yeah. Obviously. I have a guy in my class that acts feminine because he thinks he gets some. Why? that poor schmuck is bad. I'm sorry. Goddamn, I'm calling myself so damn much. The rise of autism. People having children at older ages. The older the male has children with his poor quality sperm, the higher the risk of autism. Ain't that the truth? Oh my god. Autism cells, you rise up, dude. Autism is my superpower. Ooh. Held by Dashboard to Light came up with the theory. Dashboard was right. I would say he's partially right. God. Get some water real quick. Give me a sec. Like choking on ice cubes. There we go. Back in business. All right. I already explained why I thought it was only halfway right, but yeah, like I could see this being true for like the career-minded, insecure woman because it's almost like basically saying that women are so insecure now, and because we've made them focus on career more than they look than children, that rather than deal with a dude who actually has his shit together, they feel so insecure about that now okay, well I'm gonna settle for the bottom of the barrel garbage because it makes me feel better in comparison to that. So like, yeah, that could maybe having like a schlub for a husband. Yeah, that could work, I guess, for some women. Yeah, huh? Want something new every day, right? Hell explains that women are still attracted to the so-called Chad, but they feel insecure about him. Yeah, and they probably they yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Many insults reject this theory and claims that it's unrealistic and oppose the black pill, which is black by science. Hell addresses by particular objection by claiming that it's related to character and attitude, not looks. Oh yeah, we kind of forget that like we focus so much on looks because of LMS stuff, but like on some level, like some women do care about that. They want a I guess what that one dude said earlier was what did he say? Where's it at? It's up here. He said women want a where is it? Here you go. They want a type B guy. They want a guy who's easy to. They want if Chad was a schlubby hubby. If they could find a Chad who was a schlub, just a simp or a mangina, they would take that instead. But normally schlubs aren't Chad. Most schlubs end up being like end up being your overweight, fat, run of the mill, you know, simp or mangina. These like 5 or 6, 7, 5, 6, 4 out of 10 dudes, and they end up with like women out of like this weird sense of like, well, I look better than him. I don't have to compete with other women. Yeah, it's an inversion of the rules. Normally, a man would pick a woman who's less uh hot as she is, or who's not as attractive as she is, or not on her level. Well, now it's the other way around. Now women are picking men who aren't as attractive as they are because they think that it makes them feel better because they don't have to compete with other women for him either. So it's like, huh. In NYC, for every 9 looks matched couple I see, one oofy doofy couple. I almost never see. I always see the inversion of oofy doofy. I guess I always end up seeing the number 18 when I walk around the mall. Like whenever I go to the mall, I see like a dude who's like a stick, and he has a girlfriend who's like 800 pounds. And it's like, okay, how's this one work? So that's the way I always see it. I never see the oofy doofy couple very often. Majority of the time, if I do see an oofy doofy, I guess it's gonna end up being like a dude who's like obviously he used to be Chad, but since he had kids and a wife now, he got fat and lazy and just decided to gain a fuckload of weight. That's the only time I've ever seen like oofy doofy, but that wouldn't be oofy doofy. That's just that. I mean, you just keep calling with these bald MGTOWs, dude. But yeah, that's the only time I see a oofy doofy, and that's not even really oofy doofy. It's more like just aging, just Chad being lazy. Sorry, I put myself on mute. But yeah, that's the only time I see that type of like weird couple thing. These bald dudes grow long beards with cope. It's as if their heads have gone a perfect 180-degree turn from age 20 to 45. My God, sweet baby Jesus! All these bald dudes, a real gain everywhere, but not a bite of hair. Let's see. Am I still on here? Yeah, I'm still on. MGTOW's cope these days. Yeah, it's MGTOW, not MGTOW. It doesn't even exist anymore. Not really. Sweet God. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Overton window? Where are we headed? Uh, where are we headed? Huh. It depends on what we're talking about. Like, where are we headed? Like, which Overton window? Politics? Are we talking about societal stuff or what? What are we talking about here? It completely depends on the window because there's multiple Overton windows at the same time. I'll come back to that one real quick. So I'll have to think about it real quick, or you can like specify. Yep, and not many actually do this, which is why they're MSTOWS, not the G. Like, not many men actually have the capability to actually do this because like they're so. I think I said this on my stream like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, but that'd be 2 weeks ago now. Where I talk about this and I'm like, yeah, there's no way. Like the majority of men are so they exist to like serve in a way, so like you have this servile nature to us, a little bit. Hold on, I'm in the middle of something real quick. Give me a sec. Let's see. All right then, back to business. True MGTOWs women most women who have left men in the dust. Yeah, effectively the women who have like basically like they've gotten their job, their money maxing. They no longer need men for that anymore. So like they can now pick. They can either well, if anything, they sort of like done it to themselves because like men haven't been able to keep up with like getting a college degree by because there's more degree holding women than there are men now. So it's like okay, so and of course it's going to happen because we haven't put a lot of investment into like men with scholarships, yada yada yada. But yeah, like when it comes down to it though, most like women by and large, when it comes to education attainment, when it comes to job attainment, are leaving men in their dust, and it really is true. Turning men into bimbos because of shortage of women. Yeah, like what's that guy's name? ContraPoints. Like ContraPoints didn't look that bad as a dude. Like when you look at his face, I don't know what happened to him. Like was he always that way, or is that just like the effects of a leftism? That's such a weird. That one's weird. That one I don't get. How will the dating social Overton window shift? Um, it feels like right now, like we've gone from if you're talking about like a manosphere content and content that I'm seeing right now being made, like we're PUAs have been left in the dust of the wake of like the manosphere. They're fucking done, dog. They're fucking dead. Um, MGTOW will probably always have a spot because it's like the middle tier between like going full black pill and not. It's like if you make it the MGTOW, most men, I feel like a lot of men, they make it the MGTOW before they go full black pill at the end of the day. But yeah, like I feel like we're gonna be shifting more towards the black pill effectively. You're gonna be shifting more towards science based and sociological based and psychologically based and biologically based explanations for these problems rather than this weird half-ass cope shit where we make up reasons why women are the way they are instead of just looking at it for what they are. That's what I think we're going to shift over to like a more of a black pill science view of the world. But you're going to see some pushback for sure because a lot of these PUA guys are they're hurting bad right now because like there's no more men who are just laying around, you know, buying their content. So it's like, most men are begging for peace. Yep, boy, ain't that the truth? It's true. We're begging for it. Like we're like begging in the streets for it, and that's what it takes nowadays. You have to be like you have to be a simp nowadays to like get anything. Anyone watching the Brave New World adaptation on Sky Dramas? Huh? Nope. Slubby hubby. Blue pill, red pill, PUA, Miztal, black pill. Yeah, that's like the general pipeline. If I had to guess, that's a pretty good pipeline actually. Yeah, you go from being blue pill, you go to like a red pill PUA stuff. You're like, yeah. If I just practice game and take a shower and wear good clothes, the women will come. It'll work out in the end. And then you go Mig or Miztow. For most men, it's Miztow. You're like, yeah, well, you know, none of that shit works. I'm just gonna go Miztow. Fuck women. You know, I'm gonna do my own thing, man. I'm gonna make up hobbies, blah blah blah. And then when you realize that it's finally over, you take the darkest black pill of your life, and you're like, what? I didn't realize it was like this. And then you enter into like the light, and then you take the white pill. And what is the white pill? Nobody knows. Oh man, what else is going on? Like, all I know is that like, oh yes, a solo TV stream. He had that one guy in there. What's that guy's name? It was like it wasn't Black Pill Jesus. He's calling him like Black Pill J. Jesus loves you. Black Pill Jesus does love me. I don't know where he is, but I miss that guy. But yeah, like he had that guy in there like Black Pill J, and all that entire stream was like everybody and their grandma, like everybody and their grandma, basically like charging in and like not making fun of, but like man, they were all over that guy. They were like, wait. So how do you explain this? So how do you explain that? So how do you explain this? Like the biggest problem, I never see any like even Face and LMS struggles with this a little bit too. Whenever he talks to people who aren't not on his stream, but like the biggest problem I see right now is that like we have this weird thing where like so many blue pillars and red pillars, they bring up so many examples like personal anecdotes from like their personal lives saying, okay, well, you might have all your data and all your science might be here, but how do you explain X, Y, and Z? And I'm looking at them like, what do you mean? How do I explain X, Y, and Z? Like, I don't have to. Like, that's an anomaly. We're talking about the average. We're talking about all this data here. We're talking about all this stuff here. And you're still over here focusing on the very, very basics of like, and I shouldn't have to explain an anecdote versus a I don't know, an anecdote versus data to you. Yeah, like you shouldn't have to explain like anecdote after anecdote after anecdote. Like you give them data, then they yell at you for like, oh well, no, they'll bring up every example in the world to try to explain what's going on. And it's like, okay, well that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you bring up this one random person here who somehow made it? But like, it's like the whole thing of like survivorship bias. Like, how do you explain survivorship bias? This is what we're talking about, survivorship bias. Like, you give me 55 examples of people who made it, and I can give you a million examples of people who didn't make it. But like, you somehow keep you keep rolling out that one guy who made it, and it's like, well, why are you doing that? You're rolling out the one guy who made it. I'm showing you 85 examples of people who didn't make it. Like, obviously, there's something wrong here, but it almost seems like it's like their way of excusing the problem. Like, they'll take the problem and say, well, the problem can exist because I can show you 2 examples, but I have 55,000 examples of people not making it. It's like, why do we keep doing this? Like, all you have to do to refute that type of argument is just say, okay, well, one guy made it, so there's no problem. But it's like, the problem is they always want you to explain, oh, well, explain to me why this one guy made it. Or explain to me why my next door neighbor who's 85 million pounds but has a hot wife made it. Well, I don't know your next door neighbor, but what I can tell you is that I have all this data over here that says, hey, people are suffering, and you're just ignoring it. You're saying, okay, well, that can't be it. There's got to be something else. It's like, okay, well, that's bullshit. That's one thing that always like makes me kind of angry whenever I see a let's say a black pillar, but like, you know, a black pilled person talking to a you know, a blue pilled or a red pilled person. It always descends into like anecdote after anecdote after anecdote after anecdote after anecdote, and it's like, why are you using outliers? Like, this is why I made that video like called the exception to the rule. Like, that's the entire point of that video is to try to explain, like, yes, we can look at outliers and figure out, okay, well, what did this one guy do that the other guys didn't do? Like, well, yeah, like I'll read you guys like, your comments later on, but yeah, like you can always rely on them to like, you can always rely on them to, you know, an anecdote from here, and here. But you never look at the rule. Like, you never look at the rule. You always look at the exception. Outlier copers. Yeah, they're coping with outliers. Yeah, Coopers. Whatever. You can rely on a red pillar guy to tell you the same Jiminy Cricket looking guy they knew back in the 1852 who was a slave because they had the right mouthpiece with the dimes. Yeah, like, it's always the same story too. Well, I know a guy who's a 2'5" midget and he's got 85 women. And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you, dog? Of course you can have an outlier can exist, but the rule still stands. Outliers exist, but rules still stand. Like, it doesn't matter what the outlier is. Now, we can look at the outliers to figure out why they made it, but the rules still stand. But they can't seem to comprehend data. Like, I do know that, like, scientifically, that like the human mind wasn't really designed to have data to be able to analyze data like statistical models. It just wasn't made to do that. You know, like, I know a 5'4" midget who made it. Like, yeah, and I know 85 million 5'4" midgets who don't have shit. Like, you can't. How do you? It's like, tide goes in, tide goes out. How do you explain that one? It's like, come on, buddy, fuck out of here. Like, Jesus Christ. All right, boys, I'm gonna cut this one kind of short because I gotta go. But I will talk to you guys next time. Any last words before I cut the stream off? Going once, going twice, and we're sold. All right, boys. It's been fun. I'm cutting the stream. I will see you guys maybe next weekend. I'll have a video out hopefully by the middle of the week. Be excellent to other Bill and Ted. Yeah, be excellent to other guys. Do it. It's late. It's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. All right, guys. Laters. See you guys next time. broadcasting.